Hey, I'm Artosis, and welcome again to the Starcraft Weekly news on SCForAll.com. Well, let's get right into the news of the week. In the foreigner scene, UC Berkeley has Starcraft classes. OMG. Yeah, but let's get into the real news now that we haven't heard about 50 times. WCG has already announced that it will have StarCraft 1 once again, and the Chinese have gone right into their qualifying stages. They're going to go ahead and use 4 maps: Chupangyang, Destination, Coliseum 2, and Bluestorm. But, you know, as some people have speculated with this being the map pool, it's probably not the case because, you know, the Chinese, they are always just using any maps. You know, they blindfold a monkey and have him throw darts at a board after spinning around in a barrel to choose maps for their tournaments. So I wouldn't look at these maps as the pool, although it would be a good pool if WCG chose them. That's probably why they'll choose Lost Temple and Gaia. So, you know, don't look into those results so much as the right maps. And, you know, to Saddles just for a moment here, it looks like he's either given up or he's switched his stats to another account because the Saddles account, the stats are gone. I don't know what to do. I can't watch my favorite Protoss from USA anymore. I don't know. I hope he hasn't been disheartened. You know, maybe he's using a Korean flag now. Who knows? Maybe that's not Savior at the top of iCup. And, well, Mondragon has given us a real interview, finally. You know, over the years, Mondragon has given the most politically correct interviews that we've seen ever out of any player. He's so humble in them and everything, but in this one, he really shows his true colors, I think. You know, he is really saying it how he feels it. He's not afraid of any foreigner players. And, well, you know, it's a really great interview. Make sure you go read it. So that's enough on the foreigner news. Let's go into the Korean news for a moment. And, you know, the first thing is Savior is starting to dominate. He is really doing quite well. And as replay analysis has shown us, he is actually #1 on iCup right now with only 20 losses. So he is doing a really great job. Really quite amazing. Best place in the world to practice right now. If it's A- or above, it's mostly pro gamers. So if you can get up there and play on Korean hours, good for you, because that is going to be practice similar to being on a B team. And, you know, I got to talk about the Jongbi group in MSL. It had Jongbi, Fantasy, and Tempest and someone else. And, you know, Tempest, well, you know, Fantasy destroyed him in the first game that they played on Destination. Then Fantasy lost to Jongbi, as we pretty much all knew would happen. And when he went to the finals against Tempest, Tempest was like, you know what, Fantasy is about 10 times better than me. I guess I'll just make 2 gateways in the middle of the map and see if I can win. And, well, he did just that, and now Fantasy, one of the best Terrans in the world, out of the MSL, and Tempest even said, you know what, I know Fantasy's a lot better than me, that's why I did it. And that goes to show you, proxy gates take no skill. So go ahead and practice those if you're really bad, or if you want to be good, don't practice them. All right, what else do we have for news? Well, the Winners League keeps on going on, and 2 unlikely names up at the top of the standings. We have Haya and Anytime. And, well, Haya is just destroying everyone. He's like 8-1 in Winners League right now. No one expected that. You know, he's like the 2nd or 3rd best Terran normally on League Half Oz. But now in Winners League, he is like their all-star. And Anytime, an old League Half player, doing really well and helping the Air Force out a lot. They are not the bottom team right now in the Winners League. And in fact, CJ has risen up to 1st place. So that's actually pretty impressive because CJ has been doing so poorly in Pro League overall. In other news, we have GOMTV. It's getting ready for the finals after Jongbi just absolutely destroyed Free 3-0. So we're going to see another Bisu Jongbi rematch from the MSL finals. And interestingly enough, we saw them play this week in Winners League on Destination, one of the GOM maps. And Jongbi actually won what was a very good game. I definitely suggest you go and watch that. Another thing that has happened this week is probably the best Zerg vs. Zerg, highest skilled Zerg vs. Zerg game ever was played. It was Luxury against Jaedong. And as everyone knows, Jaedong has the best stats in Zerg vs. Zerg basically ever. He's been dominating that matchup for a long time, showing us that it's not just a build order luck thing. But, you know, it's pretty well known here amongst the Korean pro gamers that Luxury is actually, in practice, the best Zerg vs. Zerg player ever. And now I know a lot of people just skip over Zerg vs. Zerg matches and don't watch them, but I really must suggest that everyone goes and watches this. I'm not even going to spoil the winner for you. It was that good. It was really my favorite Zerg vs. Zerg I've seen since the July game on Guillotine. So, you know, go check that VOD out for sure. It is really, really great. And, well, let's see here. Hwashin last night screwed up everything. His group, probably the group of death, it had Flash, Firebat Hero, Jaedong, and Hwashin. Of course, you know, I had a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it came true because Hwashin came out of nowhere, won the whole thing, and that put Flash against Jaedong in the match for the second spot. And, you know, it was a painful game to watch for any Jaedong fan, which I think must be everyone because he's just so good. And the MSL just isn't going to be the same without Jaedong. You know, having his presence not there is painful, but Flash took him out. Jaedong's strategy a little bit risky, 2-hatch Muta into Lurkers. I don't know. He almost held on, but Flash just made way too much. And, you know, last thing for the news this week is really quite entertaining. Mumyoung has become the Zerg coach for SKT1. And, I mean, only in Korea can we have the absolute worst Zerg from Proleague become the coach of the second and third worst Zergs from Proleague. So good work to SKT1 picking up Mumyoung. You know, in all fairness, he was a great player before he went to Air Force, made so many Star Leagues. So good work to him. So that is going to be it for the week in news in StarCraft. Any comments, suggestions, or whatever, please let us know, and we'll try to get better. Thank you. Coming up next week on SCForAll, we have a couple really exciting videos. I got a chance to go to an amateur house. You know, a lot of these clans out there that you've heard of, such as the Name Guild, they have houses where players actually go and pay as amateurs to practice together and get trained by really Gosu top Korean players. And I actually got the chance to go to the Name Clan house with the two Eastro coaches and the Eastro manager. And we got to see firsthand exactly what these houses are like while the coaches actually scouted out for potential talent. So that video will be released later this week, as well as a StarCraft 2 video. We're going to start doing a lot of those now, and basically it was Tasteless, Noni, and myself doing just a little interview about our thoughts and feelings on StarCraft 2, where it's at, where it's going, future of esports and whatnot. So be sure to check that out this week. And any ideas or suggestions, anything that you want to see in the future, please just let us know and we will do our best. Thank you.